Dark Sector is a third-person cover shooter with some horror elements, and I don't have much positive to say about this game. I've played a handful of cover shooters in my gaming career and didn't like a single one. While this isn't the worst one I've ever played, it's not a good game that I didn't enjoy and felt like almost every other cover shooter I've played. Where do I begin? Let's start with the story. Other than apparently being the prologue to Warframe, I know pretty much nothing about the story of this game. It was bare bones and bland. In a nutshell, you play as a non-memorable guy named Hayden who is infected with a virus giving him special powers. He fights Soviets and monsters. That's pretty much all I got from this bland and boring story. That being said, I didn't beat the game, but after 8 hours of boredom, I think I saw enough to tell me what I need to know. What to discuss next? Graphics and the soundtrack. Meh graphics, repeating environments, reused assets left and right, bland and generic character designs. The soundtrack was just bland. Discussing gameplay, it's a cover shooter. You shoot stuff, duck for cover while you heal, repeat. Over and over and over. The only good thing I can really say about this game is the glaive, the metal boomerang-like weapon that Hayden uses. Really cool weapon idea, but very slow-paced combat. Combat relies heavily on this weapon. You throw it, wait for it to come back, throw it again. It does have a couple different throws, a charge throw which does extra damage, and a manual control option, kind of like the remote control batarang from Arkham City. And you can sometimes combine it with various elements, fire, electricity, and ice, giving it damage boost. But again, combat just takes so long, especially if you don't always get headshots. In a lot of games when I die, it's like, oh man, this sucks. In Dark Sector, it was more like, oh my word, I have to go through that entire slow-paced 10-minute battle again. There are some sections which are a bit more focused on melee combat, which were more fun, but I only came across these a few times. But at least you could get some sick finishing move animations. This game does have some boss battles. I didn't enjoy them. They just felt bland and boring, like this entire game. There is a weapons upgrade system and selection, but it's really bare bones with only a couple weapon choices and only a handful of upgrade options, which can be bought with rubles, which are scattered around the game. There was a decent amount of enemy variety, but they largely just felt the same. As you progress, monsters change some, with more health, and some can teleport and turn invisible, but that's about it. The best part of this game was a glitch in Chapter 4 when dismembered body parts started flopping around and making creepy noises. Dark Sector may be the most bland game I've ever played. It's not even bad like Golem, where it's so bad it's memorable. This just felt like another brick in the wall. Other than the glaive, this game has nothing special about it to me. I just didn't enjoy it. And I'm sorry to all the Dark Sector fans out there, but this one just isn't for me. I give it a 5 out of 10. It's not absolutely awful, it's just bland and meh. I'd really like to know your thoughts on this one. For any newcomers here, I mostly play, review, and discuss horror and zombie games. I read online that this is a horror game, and no, not at all. The scariest part was the aforementioned Chapter 4 glitch. Other than that, just some basic horror elements. But anyways, let me know what you think of this video down in the comments. Always remember that Jesus loves you very much. Peace.